Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to ZSR. Welcome to ZSR 2 to be exact. And welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament 2021. It's Swiss round number 5. We're in 2-2 right here, and we have LockeColeLive versus adirondackrick. Rick. I always butcher that name. I'm so sorry, Rick. I really am. But anyways, you all want to see game action and not me butchering names. So let's switch the layout and let's hand it to the commentators for this match. And that's Dazed Cloud and Jay Coper. Take it away.
Right, thanks, Trez. How you doing there, Jay Coper?
I'm good. It's still early, but I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, speaking of early, man, I'm up with a cup of coffee here, sitting here ready to watch this and try to figure out exactly which one of these guys is gonna go a little bit further into this tournament here, because 2-2, that's about as far as you can go. One more loss is going to eliminate you from any chance of making the brackets here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it should be an interesting race. Both these guys have been playing this game for a long time. Locke's been doing all sorts of modes of this game for a very long time. I think Rick was more hesitant to do entrance rando, but he's been branching out more. I believe this is his first Crosskeys tourney. But 2-2, not bad. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a ton of fun here for sure. I mean, I know I've seen Rick lately being all over the seed generation there. It looks like we're both going to start in Link's house today, and you're going to start off with a couple of bombs. So one of the best early starts you can get there.
Yeah, for sure. You got to love bombs early.
Yeah, it just makes it easy there. You don't have to think about, where am I going to get bombs, because they're just in the first chest. And, well, how about a couple of little early information? We got Ice Palace and Desert Palace as our 5-6 crystals today. So,
yeah, always good to know where the bomb shop is. Could be some interesting things with it later. And we got the magic bat at Hyrule Castle.
yeah, and it looks like Rick's gonna go ahead and start with the Houlihan strat to get up to the witch's hut here. As nice dodge over on Locke's side here. He found himself Spiral Cave at the Hyrule Castle main entrance, which is not the easiest way to get through, because these mini Moldorms are a pain in the butt to get around.
Yeah, going through a Spiral Cave with just 3 hearts and 3 bombs is a bit of a bold play, especially when you don't have a pearl or a mirror, and you're gonna quite possibly come out of this connector with nothing much to do. But he does get a pod key for it, so that's cool. And he winds up in CAC, so that's nice.
Yeah, no, that worked out about as well as you could possibly work out for him here, as Rick's up at the useless fairy drop, finding that is a useless fairy vanilla drop. So he'll go ahead, he'll set up his Houlihan really quick, and then he's going to jump in, as Locke has already found 2 connectors all over the world at this point. So he's got a little bit of more knowledge at this point, but I mean, that's something that Rick will get up here pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I didn't see where that connector went.
That number 1 went up to the Waterfall Ferry entrance, so couldn't do anything with that now. But yeah. GT is right next door at the tavern, and it looks like, as Rick just showed us here, is that we have our guards as just on the bomb prize pack. So that's another easy way to farm a couple of bombs if we wanted.
Yeah, always nice. We'll see if Rick goes back to Spiral Cave here. I'd be mildly surprised if he does, but it looks like he might be deciding to do that.
I mean, if you could pull off getting through there, I mean, you want that last prize, and you'd prefer not to have to go back there for it. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's just not too far to get back there from the Link's house, you know. They got a glove, though, in the back of the tavern, and that is big news in any Crosskeys race. So...
Definitely. I mean, gloves unlock dungeons. They unlock a couple of, like, really interesting things. So, yeah, you want one of those as quickly as you can here, as Rick is gonna make it through.
These mold arms dropping hearts has been a bit of a godsend for both runners as they make their way through Spiral Cave here.
Yeah, I mean, both runners able to do that on 3 hearts green mail. I mean, that's a pretty good start, and Rick barely gets out with his life.
He gets a fairy drop out of the bushes. That's pretty crazy luck there, but not that he's likely to need that health anytime soon here, but...
Yeah, there's not a whole lot in Kakariko that you're going to worry about, luckily. But,
yeah, so we did find Blind Tut there. I think the best thing we got out of it was a bottle. And I guess Boomerang is nice to have in case you find Para early. That's the biggest thing that I would worry about it for.
Yeah, we might be able to check our stun prize. Stun prize might be a pack of bombs or something like that, something useful, but we'll have to see, as the well is the well today, and Locke's going to get the 5 items out of this. There's starting off not a whole lot. A heart, not too bad. That'll be fine. And then, yeah, you find these five item locations early, and they tend to have exactly that. With, like, the best thing you got out of that was a shield. So, yay. I suppose.
Shield is 1/3 of the way towards putting laser bridge in logic, and that's about it. So, oh, there's a lamp. Our first real excitement besides that glove.
Ooh, now Locke deciding to burn his blue potion there to check what the waterfall fairy was dropping, and it was just dropping a bee. I'm a little surprised he did that there. Blue potion.
Yeah, that's a weird decision in my opinion. If you already got a blue potion, that's like the best thing you can put in a bottle. So I'm not sure why you'd want to do that. Other than it did fill his magic, I suppose, which is nice. So now he can use that lamp. But, yeah. I don't know. He's got the knowledge of what that waterfall fairy gives now, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's good. But, I don't know. I'd rather have the blue potion and the ability not to die to doing something stupid on accident. As, ooh, hey, Hype Cave. Okay, they've got another one of these five item locations. So that's what, 3 out of the, I guess, 6 big locations found within the first, like, what are we here, 7 minutes? And hey, we're gonna start off with boots. So fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna complain too much about that. But this is some crazy checks per minute so far. We're due for a Paradox Cave soon at this rate.
Well, that would be nice. Yeah, just get Paradox Cave out of the way as well here, as Hotel Mario was in Hotel Mario today. Okay, thanks game. Fun. Okay, so getting to see a couple of things around here, as still looking for Ganon. Haven't found him yet, but when there's always that kind of interesting decision of if Ganon's going to be behind the lumberjack tree today, and nobody's been up there yet, and that's probably the worst place that we could put Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, vanilla Ganon ain't great either, but oh, did Rick did the same thing. He checked the used the potion and he checked the fairy phone. That's interesting. They both made the same choice there.
Huh.
That connector to the Dark World shopping mall there, that's pretty dang convenient. Once you get the mirror and the pearl, then they can just go ahead and check all those 6 entrances really quick from CAC, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. You gotta hope for a mirror at some point for that to be particularly useful. I mean, you're going to need a mirror, you're going to need a pearl, and so far we've gone through all of Kakariko, and kind of empty. Kind of empty as far as like dungeons and other things are concerned here. So we're going to get a quick start from Locke at the Sanctuary. We're going to find out that today it's in the Lost Woods. So this is going to be a quick drop down and check what's in the escape sequence here.
I think it's absolutely crazy how similarly they routed Kakariko. I mean, Rick started with the hula hand, but besides that, the routes have been virtually identical, even as far as the minor decisions that they've made.
Yeah, kind of surprised Locke didn't immediately jump into the back of escape there, but he'll undoubtedly go back to it here in just a minute, and yep, he's on his way right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he would do this, or why you would do that and then come back to this when you can pair that check up there with going to the lumberjack. And we definitely want to see what's at the lumberjack. Even if it's not Ganon, it could even be Uncle and 2 free items there. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that yet. Oh, we've got a key, and we're going to go ahead and do the item in the dark here. Or it's not in the dark, we got the lamp, but yeah, we just got to kill this rat for a key.
Yeah, well, luckily we do have the boomerang here, so we can keep him in place for us, and that'll make it nice and easy. So now Rick into GT, so he's going to pick up his couple of items out of this really quick here. He'll bonk off this big heart container off the torch, get the 2 items on the right side, but that'll be all he can do at the moment, as flippers are what's hiding in Dark Cross today.
All right, that's kind of big news for Locke there. It's not something you usually think about, going backwards through escape to get the Dark Cross chest, at least in Crosskeys, because you almost always have an entrance to the front of Hyrule Castle. So that's something you got to be aware of, especially when you get that small key and the lamp both.
It's one of my favorite things about Crosskeys is just always the changing circumstances. Like, it's just every seed is as different as pretty much they can possibly be, it feels like a lot of the time. So we're going to get a quick look here on Locke's side exactly where this connector takes us here. It's this back of Turtle Rock ferry connector, which locks you into well, that's one boot connector you're not going to need, because that locks you into King's Tomb.
So I can't help but notice that until Locke grabbed that 5 rupees there, they had exactly the same number of rupees, which is weird because Rick did the hula hand, and I don't think Locke did that. So how's that even happening?
You ask good questions. Rick bought a red potion. Okay, thank you there, chat, letting us know. That's kind of an interesting decision on Rick's part already to buy a red potion and bomb. So there's your 150 rupees spent really quickly here. As we get a look at our stun prizes, actually going to be bombs today. So that makes everything pretty easy. And hey, like you mentioned, Hera, and we can use the boomerang to start hitting these switches.
Well, this 300 rupees has to be nice for Locke to see, considering we've got that those flippers suspiciously in logic early. You'd have to imagine that he's going to prioritize doing the flippers checks at some point, not too soon, or not too long away. And we just got a hammer there, so
Yeah, no, we've got a lot of good things already here. Now, at this point, all we need is a pearl, and we can kind of somewhat ignore connectors for the rest of the day. So big moment there. It looks like behind, if I'm seeing this right, behind the lumberjack tree today is just going to be a map. So that is not anything of like consequence at the moment.
yeah, it's not it's not something that we're ever going to beat Agawan for, but it might be a little annoying later. The most likely thing that's going to happen because of that is that we're not going to get full crystal and pendant knowledge as soon as we otherwise might, and we might have to end up just beating dungeons to see which ones drop our crystals. So we'll see how that works out, but definitely possible.
Well, yeah, for sure here. And so Sanctuary today is going to be our pig. There he is. He's sitting right there at Sanctuary. So if I'm not mistaken, is that going to mean Uncle Drop is behind GT today?
That's what it seems like to me.
Well, all right, then that's going to be 2 items behind a GT climb there for both of our runners. That's it's not the well behind GT, but at the same time, you're kind of sitting there going, that'll add a little bit of spice to that possible GT climb later that maybe these runners will have to decide whether they want to do or not.
Yeah, Uncle behind Aga 2 is maybe the worst thing there in some respects, because if the well is there, it's kind of an easy decision to climb, and if it's just one item, it's like, well, it's just one item, but now there are 2 very good, and starting to be like a borderline decision, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%, because it's like if you're sitting there, you're deciding whether or not you want to take the time to go up there, like there's 4 items. If you've already got the climb in logic, 5 items will probably force you to go, but like 2 items, you can talk yourself out of that. As Rick is gonna go, and I don't believe Rick did the library area of like Kakariko yet, so he's gonna hop over here and pick up. This is where he's gonna find his key to the sewers and stuff like that. The Hyrule Castle key here in Mire Shed. He'll pick it up here.
Yeah, he really needs to get those flippers. I'm a little surprised that Locke is not doing those flippers checks. Instead, he's just heading over to the eastern area. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's totally in logic.
Oof. Yeah, but he has got no way of killing. Well, no, he's got that.
He's got a hammer.
He's got a hammer, right? Yeah, he can kill those Wizrobes in Mire too. Yeah, that's the key right now. It's not fun, but he can do it.
I mean, they're not really dangerous. You just have to pay attention. But
yeah,
the BMOS is almost a bigger threat than anything else.
Well, yeah, no, you make one mistake though. Those suckers on Greenmail will take out 4 of your hearts, and then you gotta go do the whole thing again.
Speaking of having hearts taken out, Locke is in a little bit of a precarious situation here, but...
He's fine. It's Eastern Palace area. As long as he doesn't run into one of the Octoroks, everything will be completely fine. That's a terrible place for the Smiths there in Eastern Palace. That's just one of the worst places you can go to.
By the way, I can't say I agree with Locke's route here. I think most of us would say that we'd rather go to the Warp 5 check first and then Eastern and Sasrala if you've got a glove already.
Yeah, usually you want to go the other way on that just because it's a little bit better, but it's going to work out for him because here's a connector there. That's not a really good spawn point there at number 5, but maybe the back of it's going to help him out here.
You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Once we get a pearl, that'll be quick access to the pod area. It'll be kind of nice.
We're up on the Turtle Rock bridge connector here. We're gonna find ourselves Checkerboard Cave with a key to Ganon's Tower. Now, boots plus keys to Ganon's Tower means we start getting the possibility of being able to do left side GT.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be doing it now. Why not? Well, the biggest issue is that we don't really have a good Armos weapon. Now, I mean, the hammer and the boomerang both work, but they're not ideal. And there is a good chance that we would find one inside of GT. There's a really good chance we'll get a sword or something in here, but yeah, we'll just have to see what Locke pulls out of here. I imagine he's going to go full left, but
yeah, some of these bomb jumps are the easiest things to do without swords, but we'll see exactly how he handles this here. This first part's easy because you can just bonk over the gaps, no problem.
There's only 2 bomb jumps in total you have to do on the left side with boots, so that shouldn't be a problem.
It looks like he's got this first one up. Ooh, no, I guess not. It's kind of hard. I'm not familiar with exactly how his sprite needs to look. I guess he needed to be just a little bit higher. I think that one's maybe good. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, so he's got himself a cross here. He'll be able to pick up these chests, and then I would probably recommend a death warp to reset the whole thing up again, unless you get refilled.
I think he's fine, personally. Plus, you got that hard drop there, so.
Now it looks like Rick is going to go down to Southern Hyrule here. He's checking. He found the waterfall fairy drop there at our swamp, at our the dam entrance, and now he's dealing with some just super friendly mini Moldorms here in Mini Moldorm Cave. It's 2 of them with one bomb, doing really well there. Now Locke checking that map chest in GT. That's a bit of an not sure about that one, but getting fire rods, so getting fire rod. Oh, Mini Moldorm Cave had fire rods. Sorry.
I mean, map chest is fine. He can't do the right side, but we don't need to worry about that for now. We don't have a cane. Yeah, we do have a fire rod in Mini Moldorm Cave, so that's great news for Rick, I guess. Can't do anything with him immediately, but it is a nice weapon.
And honestly, him having blue mail is... I'm looking at Locke's side here and getting closer and closer to one of the most fun Armos Knights fights that you could ever do as Rick is sitting over here. He's going to actually get to do Mimic Cave with a... with the hammer, as Locke pulls out. Looked like a big key to Desert Palace there.
Well, there's a big key to Meyer. That is awfully foreboding right there. Since we know where Meyer is Rick gonna go to Meyer?
Well, Rick doesn't know where it is yet. The big question for him is...
No, he must have seen Meyer.
Oh yeah, he did see Meyer, right. Yeah, he came this way, you're right. And it looks like he's headed there.
He's not being awfully careful with his health, which is doesn't seem wise when heading into Meyer. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out for him. This is a little dicey on both sides here.
I kind of feel like we see a save and quit here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Locke's not going to waste the time there trying to do a single heart Armos Knights fight with hammer and boomerang. That just feels like it's gonna go poorly.
You know what would have helped him there is maybe a blue potion.
Blue potion would have helped. Yeah, blue potion would have helped 100%. But yeah, he's now gonna get his information about Ice Palace and Desert Palace. When it's good because he does have that Desert Palace big key. It is horrifically out of logic at the moment, but we'll have to see if that actually becomes something that anybody actually is concerned with. As speaking of out of logic checks here, we're going to go to the Firelock side of Meyer over here on Rick's side here. This is locked behind 3 Meyer keys right now, as we're going to probably get a whole lot of nothing here on Rick's side. I think that was a heart piece to start with.
Yeah, those are entirely out of logic, as is that chest and this next chest are definitely out of logic. Oh god, Oh, he does have that blue mail, so that's only 2 hearts of damage. But still, that's a big deal right now. When you've got to do that spike chest later, being at 4 hearts, you don't want to get hit again right now. This is about the lowest you can reasonably go. So.
Yeah, no, you've got to be careful for sure, because if you want to get that spike chest there, 3 hearts is the absolute minimum, and that is, you obviously cannot make a single mistake getting to that one.
Locke didn't try hard enough for that bomb. Yeah, $300 on the left side, so not a huge surprise that there's not much there. It's way out of logic. The big key by itself does put 3 chests in logic right now. It puts that lobby chest in logic, it puts the big chest in logic, obviously, and it puts the chest to the left of the big chest in logic, because you need either a big key or a small key to put the chests that are crystal switch blocked in logic. Oh, that's really bad for Rick. Oh, okay, he can run around, he doesn't have to lose health or anything, I guess. Yeah, alright, that's good.
Okay. Locke being the first one here over there to find the back of Skull Woods, didn't get anything interesting out of it, but ended up taking the death warp to get out. So we now know where, I'd say, basically 3 of our main dungeons are, 4 if you're going to count GT. As Locke's going to go ahead and do those flipper checks, as Rick is got to make this work really well.
I think he got that key. It looks like he got it, but it didn't show the text box. I don't know. That was very odd. There maybe a pod key.
No, he had 2 before.
Oh, did he have 2? Okay.
I don't know if he got it. GT key according to his tracker. Did he? I thought he had a GT key.
I'm not sure if Rick got that same GT key that Locke got.
Yeah, that's probably not, because where was that GT key?
Not sure, but yeah, Locke found Sahasrara, and he had the Thievestown big key. Always nice. How did we get up here?
I think it was through the island. There, kind of led us up here, but
oh yeah, that makes total sense.
I didn't see which connector it was. Old Man Rescue at Venus Cave. Ah, well, there you go.
That's pretty straightforward.
Alright, now Rick is pausing there to figure out exactly how he wants to continue with things, as Thievestown is also up here on the mountain here, so we'll be able to get 4 chests out of this. If you want, you can go for a hammer blind fight. It's an option.
Yeah, oh man, he's even got the small key. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like you kind of gotta just go for it and hope that it works out okay, and if not, you come back for blind later. But the logic is too strong here, having the hammer and the small key and the big key.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a fun fight. There is a kind of a script you can follow for it, but man, that's not a great situation where you're really happy about doing that. I'd be a little bit more comfortable if I was Rick right now. Locke's still on green mail, Rick's on blue. If you're doing a blue mail hammer blind fight, yeah, I can manage that without too much problems there. But green mail, that's where things can get a little shaky.
Yeah, it's not entirely surprising that Locke decided to death warp out of. Oh God, Rick, please! Oh no! Died before he got to the chest. Oh, there's a cane. That's a big deal. And we got that fire rod. Locke doesn't have it yet, but between the two of them, we got a cane and a fire rod, so can do a lot of stuff with those items combined, specifically in GT.
Well, and more with that, it's just now Locke can come back into Thieves Town, because doing a cane blind fight versus doing a hammer blind fight, one is a lot easier than the other.
Yeah, without question, that will almost certainly be a strat. Maybe a little bit of a combination of a hammer and a cane, perhaps, but I would expect the cane to be his main weapon, much safer than the hammer.
Yeah, you can get the first cycle with the hammer here pretty easily, and then follow it up with the cane, and just kind of make it kind of a two, like a combination, exactly kind of like you said there. As Hellway giving Locke just a little bit of trouble there.
Oh, Neustria makes a good point, and Serio X, that we can beat Vitreous, and that's in logic now, because we've got a hammer for a Vitreous weapon. So that would be really awful, but it's something that's in logic, and progression might be there.
Now, this is where we point out a really nasty thing over on Rick's side. He has not picked up the flippers out of Dark Cross yet, and he's gone in and out of Sanctuary, I want to say at least 3 times at this point.
Yeah, and when you're in Locke's position where you drop into Sanctuaries or the back of Escape, and you've already got the small key in the lamp, it's much easier to think about doing that then. But when you're in Rick's position and you've already done the back of Escape, and you have to make a conscious decision to return there with your small key, it's a lot harder to decide to do that. But maybe Rick will do that. He's going to Sanctuary now.
Yeah, he's starting again there, so we'll find out. Nope, we're gonna go somewhere else. He kind of deked me there for a second there by going up instead of to avoid the one bird, but instead we are going. I guess we're gonna go check the Hera chest there in the basement, as we got another GT key over on Locke's side. This is starting to put the right side, make it a little bit more interesting.
Oh, I guess that the Harris Mall must have been that one that he got in Iron.
The Harris Mall was out of Mini Moldorm Cave, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so Locke's gonna do his super fun blind fight here right now with his red cane. Basically, one of the easiest ways to do this is to just kind of let blind run into the block. Instead of trying to make sure that the block hits him, let him hit the block.
Yeah. A problem with that is that so blocks can normally hit enemies up to 5 times before they'll disappear, but that blue mail might have made a difference.
Yep. Now things are going to get a little bit shaky for him, because he's not got as much magic, so he's going to have to be a little bit more careful. And it looks like Hera Basement had a whole lot of nothing. So Rick is going to move on to, I don't know exactly where he's going to go. Now Locke is going to come into a super fun fight here with Blind again. Going for hammer strats here at the top of the ceiling. Oof, already takes a laser to the face here. At some point you got to start worrying about opportunity cost.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be his last attempt for right now.
And there he goes. He's down again. That's not a fun fight, especially early with the limited equipment that he has.
Oh, where was this entrance to Turtle Rock.
I did not see it, if I'm being honest. I missed it. I was watching the blind fight. I just looked over at one point, saw Rick was in it, and doing this. This was Bonk Rocks in next to Sanctuary. That's right. Thank you there, trackers. There. Big shout outs today to our trackers. Becky Scott Fairley there in chat, and Sarah UX, who's making sure that we know exactly where the heck things are.
I'm pretty surprised here that Locke is giving this another go, but he's gonna run out of magic pretty soon, so there's probably a limit to how many times you want to try this reasonably.
So interesting little fun part of the logic there is that we've got a Turtle Rock key locked behind a Turtle Rock key that and Locke. Oh God, that was a Hail Mary shot right there.
Oh, takes him down though. That's the most important thing. And he gets a Meyer key. Wow, that is not a good reward. He doesn't get a crystal though.
The crystal is everything you wanted there. More than that. The Meyer key, yeah, that's crap. But now Rick pulled red mail there out of the chain chomp room, which is usually something that you're extremely excited to find. But the problem is that Rick doesn't have a good way of basically killing himself, about getting out of dungeons. So this red mail is actually might cause him more problems at the beginning here than it's gonna save him anything.
Yeah, but I mean, if we've got these early blind and potentially vitreous fights to deal with, I'll take the red mail. It's okay. I'll deal with a little slower Death Warp. If you're not going to give me any weapons for the bosses, just give me that.
They would help here. Now this might actually work out for Rick. He doesn't have the flippers now. Not having the flippers would usually be a bit of a deal, but in his case, we're only going to need the flippers theoretically to get into Swamp Palace. Nothing else is really going to pay off for us here, as pretty soon we're going to find our way back up onto the mountain here, assuming that we don't. Oh, we're going to go to Zora first, which... Yeah,
I would definitely do this first. You're just... he can't get off the island, so...
That's true. Ooh, unless you do that. Them crabs hit hard, man. Especially if you're in the fake flipper state.
Yeah. Rick is going to Sanctuary. Is he going to do Back of Escape? Or the Dark Cross, specifically. He's doing it. Oh, he's gonna be
oh my God, this is.
It's too bad we can't see his reaction, but
I can pretty much guess what his reaction is going to be in about the next 10 seconds. Let's just say not happy.
Yeah. So notably on Locke's side, he found a entrance to desert in the Dark World, which is completely out of logic unless the left side of desert is in the light world somewhere, anywhere, which it very well could be, like Desert Bright or something. That's mostly irrelevant because all we got is a shield, but again, that shield could be pointing us to Laser Bridge. Kind of suspicious to have two shields this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the shields are always one of those things where it almost never is something that you're actually interested in finding. But every once in a while, they actually are logically required, which kind of becomes this weird sort of decision here. So, okay, so Rick's back in the water, this time with actual flippers, and so he's going to go check the island first, so...
Yeah. Oh, is he going to put that off? Interesting. All right. I don't mind the decision. It's pretty easy to get back to the island, so go and check Zora and come back.
The island's a lot easier to get back to than Zora is. Getting to Zora is just all sorts of pain in the butts, as these crabs just really want to make friends with Rick today.
Well, it looks like the middle part of Mire, or the middle part of Desert led to Mire. So, interesting. Very nice to know that the flute logically opens nothing today.
Yeah, so not really anything interesting so far here. Anytime though you can find Mire without having to pull out the mitts and everything else, it's gonna be a good time.
Man. Okay, Rick's taking that ferry, which, I mean, you can hardly die with the red mail as it is. Death warps are unlikely to be much of an option at this point, regardless, so might as well just embrace the not dying. Oh, Locke is gonna go ahead and do fake powder here. Check before he turns in that mushroom.
I gotta admit, Crosskeys is, like, any key sanity mode is like the one time where you'll actually see me, like, consider doing fake powder if it's available, just because of the higher-ish chance that there's actually something there.
I mean, honestly, right now, it looks like there's a pretty strong chance that Vitreous has progression, so I cannot blame him. He doesn't know that yet, but getting any sort of additional weapon would be pretty big.
That's not gonna help him there. He's gonna go ahead and, I guess, might as well save Scum his magic back.
I suppose. Yeah. There's no easy way to refill magic, so.
But yeah. So anyway, looks like Rick is now up on the mountain here. He's gonna get his red cane, which will. He's already been into Misery Mire already for a bunch of this stuff. Now Locke is on his way in. He's gonna maybe be able to polish this dungeon off. It's gonna be a terrible fight though.
Oh yeah, he's not getting any additional help in here besides blue mail. But whiff, and the Beamos does not whiff.
Yeah, Beamos are mean and awful and just utterly annoying.
Oh, well, that's a beautifully timed refill right there.
Oh my god, Locke is in here with everything that he needs except for the Misery Mire Big Key, which is over in Mini Moldorm Cave right now, which he hasn't been to.
Yeah, he also doesn't have the fire rod to do this side a little more quickly, but he can still do the left side, and it only costs a few seconds. So,
yeah, this is an unfortunate thing for him, because it is just sitting there in that cave on the way to the desert. Ouch.
Yep. Yeah, it's not too far away, especially when you've already got a glove to check the cave on the way. That does make going that direction more appealing. But yeah, I guess Locke really just likes the mire here.
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, because you can get easily come in here, pick up 6 items. Like, you don't know that the Misery Mire key is literally just sitting out in the open. That's something that we know because we've been watching this entire thing so far. But as a runner, you just kind of make the best decision that you can with the information that you have. I mean, us having double information makes it easy for us to say, "Oh man, he should have gone here." But it's not the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, all we can talk about is like what we would do with the information that they've already got, individually.
By a little bit.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if Mire would be more or less appealing to him to go to immediately if he had the big key. Because if you're coming in here and you've got the big key and the lamp and the cane already, and any sort of weapon for Vitreous, you're kind of committing yourself to doing the whole thing, right?
Yeah, no, I think you are. I think if I remember right, like I think we've seen the upgrade fairy. So if either of these runners has written that down, I think I'd be tempted to go and spend some of the ridiculous amount of rupees that you get here out of Mire. Go get myself 20 bombs or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then just.
I didn't remember the upgrade fairy, but that is definitely something I would do.
Yeah, just huck bombs at Vitreous there until you can get enough of them down. Go sit in the top right corner and then just hammer away the best you can, especially if you're Rick and you've got red mail. I mean, there's not an amazing way around this, as Locke's going to go ahead and take a death warp to get out of here. But
so Rick is in Thieves Town. He's doing the whole thing, and he did not get the cane yet, so he doesn't have that as a weapon to use on blind. But what he does have is red mail and a fairy in a bottle, so he'll likely be okay. Maybe things get away from him, but I have some faith in him here. We'll see how this works out for him.
Yeah, luckily, basically at that point with red mail, you actually want to take your damage off of blind's heads there. You don't want to take the damage off the fireballs, because the fireballs will do a heart by themselves no matter what there, but blind's heads will do like a half a heart now, thanks to the fun damage tables set up. I don't know. Anyway, Rick's into his fight here. Same thing, 9 hits. Hammer is one of the most fun ways to do blind.
Actually, pretty clean for the first 2 heads, too. Only took 1 hit.
Fireball's starting to take a little bit of damage off of him there, but just got to get 1 more. Yeah, that was a good fight on Rick's side there.
Yeah, he definitely saved a lot of time on Locke just in Thieves Town right there. So, good for him. Then he'll get his cane soon, I imagine, and we'll see what he decides to do from there.
As Locke's gonna go get his massive prizes up here from Sora, see if he decides whether or not to go pick up this fairy in a bottle there that Rick decided to get. Might be useful. I mean, honestly, anything that keeps you a little bit alive might be good, but until you find a mirror, a fairy in the bottle is always one of those things where you like having it, but at the same time you kind of go, is this something I'm gonna actually be able to use?
Looks like he is gonna get it. I'm mildly surprised, but with how many deaths he had earlier, maybe he's like, I should just get this.
Yeah. Well, okay, so over on Rick's side here, it looks like he's going to go into basically that one portal just north of Spike Cave, get the last 2 entrances. First, he's going to go through this Death Mountain Descent cave here, find out that this is absolutely useless. Probably end up having to come back in the way he came. And Locke's about to get the bad news of exactly where this Misery Mire key, big key is, and where this fire rod is.
I think that, I'm a little surprised Locke did not go to GT when he was just in Cat Creek now. Well, I guess he's only got the cane, but still, Tyler might have been decent to do. It's the only thing that's in logic. Oh, you know what? Ice Armos is in logic, I guess. If all those GT smalls are in logic, then yeah, Ice Armos is definitely a thing we can do now.
I think he might head that way here pretty soon after this, because I mean, it's again not a super fun fight, but like it's a lot easier when you've got he's got a few more things to make it good there. Like using Samaria on the Ice Armos isn't the worst. It's not.
It's better than a boomerang. It's better than a hammer. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not fun by any means, but it's. You can take them down pretty quicker, at least.
So we're gonna see, even before Locke gets there, we're gonna see Rick do that. Apparently, he's only got 2 keys, so he doesn't know that Ice Armos is in logic. assuming that both runners are aware of how GT key logic works, which is a little weird to comprehend at first, but...
I hate GT key logic. It's one of the silliest things. It's like, hey, you can... The thing that is at the very back is actually locked behind 3 keys, but the stuff that is on the way to the back is locked behind 4 keys. Because, yeah.
Well, that's just a compass. So our progression, I think, either has to be behind Ice Armos or at Vitreous.
Super fun times. We are looking for the Pearl, and that's probably what our next progression is, unless we get something like Mirror, which is an option.
I don't think we've got any connectors to Dark World proper yet. Am I correct?
We've seen 1 or 2. It's just, yeah, we've seen like the Turtle Rock Bridge there, so we could get to Spiral Cave and everything that's on the east side Death Mountain. We're gonna start off with a flute and a hook shot, so that also opens up east side Death Mountain. Again, not fully into logic by any means, but that is gonna make the right side of GT a heck of a lot easier, and it looks like we're going to look for this slow.
So is Rick going to Death Warp with his fairy in a bottle still?
Yeah, maybe. Looks like it.
He remembered it. I think he's remembering it just now, and a little too late.
Well, yep, we're going to get to do it again, it looks like.
Oh, God. But I can't blame him for saying I should just go back to the start after he gets that hook shot.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, just do the left side. But we know that on the left side, he's not going to get any better weapons for Ice Armos anyway, so he's going to have similar decisions to make when he gets down there.
Now, Locke's doing something a little bit interesting here. He's going to go ahead and go... he went ahead and burned one of his Turtle Rock keys. His only Turtle Rock key at the moment, and he's going to go directly to the front of Turtle Rock. He's going to open up these 3 chests here. He's going to get a key to, I saw Palace there. I've got something covering it up. Yeah. Ice Palace, okay.
Yeah, this is out of logic without 4 Turtle Rock Smalls, but could be a big find for Locke. We'll see what's behind this,
props to Locke for remembering he does not have the hook shot. He does have to go the long way.
Then again, maybe he should have the hook shot before he did this, because that GT is fully on logic, whereas this isn't. So we got a combo. So I guess Locke already had that. I just didn't notice when he picked that up.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. All right, we're gonna get through these spike rollers, pull out 20 rupees and a compass here out of the front, so not really what you're looking for.
Man, I wonder if Locke has any potential to reset and get this key back, because that's certainly not a worthwhile reward. Just an Ice Palace Small is the best thing you got. And if you've got the cane and the Ice Palace Big, Ice Palace Smalls are almost entirely irrelevant. So,
yeah, I mean, one's helpful, but instead we're gonna get. This is probably an interesting play here, because we're gonna find out we're at the top of Death Mountain there, in a really nasty location, finding a sword on the top of Floating Island.
I don't understand how you get up here and you don't hammer over to Hera. Unless the old man was at Hera? Was that where the old man rescue came out?
No, I think that was just called, I'm up on top, I'm gonna jump out really quick, and oops. I probably should.
Yeah, he made a little move towards the west like he was gonna do it, but yeah, I mean, it's way out of logic regardless, I suppose, based on the Turtle Rock key logic, but still. Alright, well, Rick's almost come to his moment here. We'll see how this turns out for him and what he decides to do. He's pulling out the boomerang already, so
I don't go boomerang. Don't go. No, you definitely want to go. Yeah, something else. There you go.
I mean, that's all of his magic right there. So he does have red mail, and he's got a red potion. So use this this hammer, which is more dangerous, but about 4 times as effective as far as damage per attack for the boomerang.
This isn't really going well for him. I think his best option here is just like doing a hammer or ice armor. You kind of want to be in the top left, typically. Like that's the safest place for you because your hammer is an incredibly stupid weapon.
Well, he's making a dent in them. This is doing way better than his fire rod did anyway for the initial damage, but he does need to be very mindful of his health now. He doesn't have that fairy anymore, so yeah, use that potion, pull the hammer back out. You're still fine, but once you get down to low on health, I would definitely pull out the boomerang instead, just to clean out the last one. Who cares if you have to hit him 48 times? It's better to sit there for a minute. Oh, is he already pulling it out? Oh my goodness. Well, he's already taking damage with the boomerang too, so it doesn't seem tremendously safer so far.
Yeah, so I guess we found the 4th GT key over on Locke's side in Ice Palace here. Okay, you want to make sure you get to the get below him, Rick. There you go. Okay, now this is a good setup for him. This is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to take him down.
So this is a notably out of logic Ice Palace. But if Rick finds, say, the mirror right here, that would put Ice Palace in logic, and then that would subsequently put the hookshot in logic that Rick has.
God. That's the fun of Crosskeys is that sometimes the ridiculous logic plays are what they are. But did I just see Locke pull out a bow?
That was a bow. Oh my goodness. They both pulled out a bow.
And the mirror.
Notably, both bows logically lock behind ice armors, almost certainly. I don't think there's any way around it, really. Unless we get all 4 Turtle Rock Smalls. Yeah. That's the case. Both bows are logically behind ice armors.
Okay, so yeah, so you had to beat ice armors logically, of course. You had to beat ice armors to get the mirror so that you could mirror over from probably the Turtle Rock Bridge there to jump down from Spiral Cave to get into Ice Palace so that you could get your 4th key to GT so you could go get your hookshot. And flute. Yeah,
I mean, Rick's got the mirror now. He's got full access to most of Death Mountain at this point. So, Locke making use of the fairy room in Ice Palace, which you don't see very often, but obviously a smart move. He doesn't have a lot to keep him safe here, and it's pretty dangerous. And yeah. He's got a lot left in front of him in this Ice Palace, particularly the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is one time where red mail, you're going to be completely 100% about it. And the very top, the Hera entrance right now is your dam. So Locke missing something big up there, but does get the big key to Ice Palace there in Ice Tea Room. So,
oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, that kind of puts everything into logic for Locke. So he's gonna have to climb back up here and go the other way, just to go get this other item. And he's gonna have to do this bomb jump across now, and then bomb open the floor.
Yeah, there's not really much way about it. Avoiding that. Oh, it takes that damage from the freeze orb, but he's still okay.
Gets a key to Skullwoods out of that, so not super excited about it by any means. As did Rick just skip those first 3 chests there in TR? And I think he just realized it too when he walked in. He was like, "Wait a minute, I think I've done something silly."
Well, he's got the flute and the mirror and the hammer, so if he wants to go back there, he could do that. Maybe he'll decide to go back there before he dips into Ice Palace. We'll have to see what he does here.
Alright, Locke remembering that I need a full magic bar to be able to even unlock Cold Stare at this point, so taking a second here, going back out of the room right before Cold Stare to go ahead and into the little restock room to pick up the additional magic there.
The best thing in the first 3 chests of Turtle Rock was an Ice Palace small key. Otherwise, it was total garbage. So
oh yeah.
It's not that Rick is missing anything there, but it is something that is going to be on his mind if he's doesn't get back there soon, I guess. Assuming he hasn't completely forgotten about it.
We'll find out eventually. It's one of those things there that for Rick, you kind of hope that you go back there after going through like Ice Armor, going through and beating Trinex and then ending up there. You can check the 3 then, because luckily there's no progression that he's missing. It's not a big deal that he's done it. It's just more something in the back of his mind right now. So we're going to get Ether off of a very nice hammer Cold Stare fight for Locke's second crystal of the match.
So Rick notably does not have the Ice Palace small key. He is gonna go through Bumper Cave though without going into Ice Palace, which is gonna get him this map and access to the vanilla Bumper Cave top. So
could be big.
Could be. Well, that's big. I'd say that's a worthwhile decision.
Yeah, no, Rick, I don't know why you're waiting there, bud. You've got 7 items there. Go.
Yeah, I think he's just working on his entrance tracker, probably, and making sure he can follow this sequence that he just did.
I mean, this is an awkward place to find this here. I almost wouldn't be shocked if we end up finding a pearl here, just because of how kind of we're quickly running out of places for it to be.
Yeah. The fact that we got that mirror behind Ice Arnold's does seem to make the next progression be behind Vitreous much less likely. But I have to imagine Locke is going to go to Vitreous here, which will be very interesting. The time that Locke is going to save... Oh, he does have a bow, so that's good. It's still not going to be a fun fight.
And looks like, yep, that pearl was locked in Paradox Cave here. So Rick's got the entire world open to him now at this point. He's going to have quite a few decisions what else to do.
Yeah, we've got a really nice set of items here, for sure.
Yeah, like this is working out for him there now. Now neither of the runners have a sword yet, but Rick, both of them
both
have.
The one on Floating Island, so
yeah. So I mean, this might be a reason for to be a little bit more connector happy, going like, hey, is this going to be Floating Island? As the third one here is Floating Island, so that is going to get Rick his sword. It's going to make things just a lot easier for him.
And of course, now he can both cover all the Dark World stuff on East Death Mountain, and he can recover his tracks that he didn't do before. He can go into Ice, he can go into the front of Turtle Rock, so he's all set. And Locke just hit that switch, he's gonna have to hit it again, because he didn't need to.
Always super fun thing where you try to remember whether or not you need to hit that switch or not is we get the book out of Gina's cave here up on Dark Death Mountain. So if Rick remembers really quick, he's a quick mirror from being able to find out what's on Ether Tablet.
Yeah, you'd have to run over there, but probably worthwhile. He's going into the front of Turtle Rock first. Which makes sense. If there's a sword in the front of Turtle Rock here, you definitely would want to do that before running over to Ether. Even though it's more fun to check Ether without the Master Sword just to save a couple seconds when it's usually garbage. If it's an item, you don't want to have to come back to it if you don't need to.
It's where I gotta say good luck, Locke, on this. This is a, it's not gonna be a fun fight. He's got his hammer, and he's got a bow, so he's actually completely fine. In this case, probably his best option is to just go ahead and take the bombs, waste all of his bombs, and then shoot the rest with arrows. But he's deciding to go for the hammer strats here. He's got a really pretty good setup there. He's just got to be kind of careful.
I don't know why he's saving 5 bombs. It seems really excessive. I like saving 1 just in case the very next thing I find is something that needs bombs. But I don't know what he would do as 5 bombs right now. But he's in pretty good shape. He just has to be mildly careful here. He's still got a fairy in a bottle too, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was thinking he still had that fairy, and if he has a fairy, then everything's fine. Either way, Vitreous is going to be down on his side. So well done over there by Locke. There, he gets a red pendant for his trouble there. So not really the prize you're looking for, but that also does mean that that both Trinex today, our Turtle Rock and Vitreous, they're the 2 basically final bosses before Ganon were pendants today.
Yeah, Cane potentially not required, except for the fact that it's 100% required to get to the hook shot, which is almost certainly needed, but we don't know that for sure yet either, I suppose. Yeah, so Locke did get through Vitreous pretty much just fine there, but he got nothing for it, and it is a pendant. That's something that Rick might be able to avoid doing eventually at this point. He's got a lot open to him with the pearl and the mirror, and we'll have to see if Rick ever gets back there.
Yes, it's really kind of hard to say exactly what you do if you're on Rick's side there, because, you know, that if you have a chance to complete a dungeon, you're probably going to take it. You're just going to hope that please don't be one of the 3 dungeons I don't have to do today.
Oh, I guess what's really significant for Rick is that he's going to have silver arrows. He's about to get his silvers right now, so that's going to save him a ton of time if he does decide to go back either way.
Oh yeah, I mean that turns Vitreous from that, like, I don't know, probably a good like 2-minute fight that Locke had to, I don't know, what, 15 seconds? I mean, it goes real fast on that side.
Yeah, and Locke is in the right place, of course, we know that now, but
oh no, now speaking of arrows though, check out Locke's arrow count.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of an inconvenience for Ice Armos, that's for sure. I don't see any way that he can get 18 arrows from here.
I can think of 11 that he can get to 11, because there's the 5 arrow upgrade right before drop right before Bob's room there, and then there's another 5 in there, so he should be able to get some.
Yeah, might just have an interesting finish to the fight, perhaps. We using that fairy? Nope, not yet. All right, we're still okay, I guess. Oh, and he's gonna have to relight the torches.
Yeah, he's gonna do it with lamp there for most of it. It looks like. Hey, this works. He's gonna get through. Fire shield with the save.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have enough magic to use the cane here. He's gonna have to use bombs on the switch.
Ugh, yuck. Hey, Gibdos, you wanna help a guy out here? Oh god, look at that stupid Gibdo.
Oh, he does it. What? He has enough for one cane use, but now he's gonna have to use the bombs for the second. Yeah.
This is the way I always did it when I was a kid here.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I don't think I ever considered the fact that you could do it with a cane, but
yeah.
Although I don't even remember most of GT as a kid, so.
Well, either way, we are getting through over here on Locke's side, so he's about to get all of his items is there. Gets a 5 arrow drop, and yeah, at this point you're going, wait, these guys are dropping arrows? Okay, give me a second. Let me go farm that real quick.
So Rick notably had a sword when he went into Ice Palace, so he was able to use that bombos to crack open Cold Stare, which gives him some fire rod shots left, but he really didn't make too great of use of those fire rod shots. But
yeah, he missed a couple of those there, unfortunately. So now he's in the same sort of fight there. But I mean, red mail generally gonna make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, no problem. That was still faster than Locke's fight for sure.
Okay, Locke is now still searching for a few more arrows here. There's one more drop there. He can pick that one up, and then there's one at the top of the room in here that he could also pick up for to get himself up to 18. And yeah, he remembers. So that is that. So he's fine for Ice Armos as long as he doesn't start missing things.
Yeah, he doesn't have that mirror yet, so he can't have the sword that Rick has, but we'll see what Locke decides to do after this. Oh, Rick is checking out the first chest of swamp here. Nothing interesting, but not a costly dip. Did we see what was at the drain? Is that where he's going to go next?
That'd be a good choice there. I mean, that's one of the few things that you really hate doing is just leaving something sitting there the entire time. I don't think either of the runners have been back there. I mean, Locke is activating his flute as we speak, so he might go there. Rick, is there a reason you don't want to do that? All right, yeah, about to say.
Yeah, it's the big key, or he has the big key, and he knows it's a crystal. There's zero reason not to do this immediately. He's even got silver arrows, so not sure what more he would want.
You know, and to be completely honest, on Rick's side, this is going to give him both of the 5-6 crystals right now, and I think what I do, if I'm him, is I go and get that big bomb and bring it up to the pyramid while I'm checking it there.
Yeah, the only thing that seems bad about doing the big bomb right now is that like he can mirror on top of the castle, but he can't check the Aga Tower entrance because he doesn't have a cape or Master Sword.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, like, at the same time, though, you know, if you feels like you're going to isolate one of those, I mean, when you get both Pyramid Fairy crystals this early, you start thinking, I wonder if there's something there.
But the Ice Palace crystal is in logic. Oh, Rick must have gotten the big key in there, right?
Yeah, he got the big key in there.
Okay, yeah, it's not marked, but yeah, there we go. But the desert crystal is not in logic, so you can't quite like read the logic to say that.
It's true.
You know, that's where we need to go next. Definitely consideration for sure. I'm just saying I'm not 100% on board with it yet, but
yeah, no, you actually bring up a pretty good point there. That's not necessarily something you need to do. As Locke walks back into Ice Palace, goes, oh wait, no, not this one, the next one. So he's about to get his Moon Pearl in just a second. This is actually really good for him, and if he follows it all the way through, he should be able to pick up a sword.
Yeah, I would be pretty surprised if he doesn't make the same decisions that Rick made. I mean, when you're on, when you're at Bumper Ledge like this, it's tempting, in my opinion, to try to do some of the other mirror checks at South Dark World as well, but yeah, Locke is clearly focused on the mirror spots at this point, being that he's already checked that top one. So I would be shocked if he's not doing that immediately, checking the bottom one after he gets these 5 items out of the next room.
Yeah, he'll be extremely excited that all of a sudden he turns around and he finds that, okay, finally, there's my pearl. It's only been an hour and 13 minutes, and finally I can actually go and, start checking things in Dark World. I mean, altogether, though, we're not really missing a whole heck of a lot. We're missing Pod and Eastern Palace, and those are the only 2 dungeons we're missing. Outside of that, I guess a hookshot cave would be kind of nice to find. And trying to think of anything big else that we're missing at this point. Like, this has been a pretty generous seed so far.
As far as go mode goes, we really just need a lot of keys. We don't know which ones we need quite yet. Oh, does Locke have full knowledge?
Locke has full knowledge. He checked his map not that long ago. We found out that Skull Woods is our last pendant.
Oh, that's probably the worst option of all that we could have chosen for the last pendant. But, you live with what you get. Yeah, so we're going to need the Eastern Palace big, the Pod big, the Swamp small, and another sword. And that's likely it, unless we need more items to get to an entrance.
Yeah, and the thing is like we've got pretty much the only entrances left that could really be a problem for us would be like the Turtle Rock main, the Ice Palace main entrance, and the Hammer Pigs entrance, because we do have a way into Misery Mire at the moment.
Yeah, we're likely just those 3 keys and a sword from Go mode. It sure seems that way. Locke is going to go ahead and read what's on Ether. Be interesting knowledge for him to have. I don't think Rick ever did look at this, or maybe he did.
I don't remember it, honestly.
I know Rick did the dam, but did you do the dam after? Oh, Rick is going to go ahead and take the bomb to the pyramid, so there you go. He's got your play in mind already.
It's there, and it's so convenient in a way that it's not usually this convenient to be able to go and do this.
Yeah. I would think from here you go to Catfish and then probably to Dark World Shopping Mall. Well, we do have that connector that goes to Dark World Shopping Mall, so maybe that's not a priority.
Yeah. I mean, with the flutes, a lot of these connectors are a lot easier to get around than I feel like they are when I play. I'm getting kind of jealous of these guys right now, because so far the seed has been kind of friendly in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, having to do Ice Armos without a bow, technically, for progression is probably doesn't sound friendly to most people, but yeah.
I mean, it works out. In the end, he's still, everything's still pretty okay, as we find there is your ice rod sitting in the Spectacle Rock connector here. Now you know that it's a pendant, but if you find Laser Bridge, you might just be tempted, if you get the Turtle Rock Big Key, to just go ahead and just take care of it, just because it's right there.
I kind of like the way that Rick did that, doing all of the top of the castle checks before the Super Bunny, or not Super Bunny, the Super Bomb. The Pyramid Fairy check right there, but...
Didn't actually have anything, huh?
Oh, hey, we got a hookshot cave. Yeah, it didn't have anything. It was just a coincidence.
Good old coincidence, coinky dinks in this thing, as we get our Master Sword there out of Hookshot Cave. So there's at least one thing that we got going for us.
That's
one of the
last non-key thing that we needed, most likely. Unless we need those mitts, but...
I'll take the red boomerang too. That's my preferred boomerang if I'm going to take one of those through the rest of this thing.
There's not a whole lot of reason to use a boomerang for the rest of this seed. They've kind of done just about everything.
Well, with Locke knowing all of his crystals now, he's definitely making a concerted effort to just kind of go through and grab as much as he can. Rick's not doing badly either, though. I mean, both runners right now are sitting with 3 crystals done.
Yeah, Rick's checking these in an interesting order. Oh, here's Eastern. Are we dipping this? Oh. Man, that is a tough call right now. You kind of have to.
I mean, what else do you have right now that's worth checking? I mean, are you going to play for pod? I mean, that would kind of be the other option there. Are you gonna play for pod? Because if you can find pod, that's where most of the rest of the items seem to be.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Catfish has a Eastern Big Key or a mitt to help make their decision easier. Oh, Rick is gonna go ahead and end up doing Vitreous, which, isn't that shocking, but like we said, he does have silvers, so he should be fine as far as clearing this out goes.
Yeah, I mean, he'll go through this real quick here and just be able to get his stuff. It's... yeah, a little bit of a waste of time on his time, giving a little time back to Locke here, but at the same point, like, he doesn't have the pendant knowledge that Locke does, so Locke kind of knows if you find, when he found Back of Skull Woods, that is going to be basically something that he's not going to do until absolutely desperate times at this point.
Something else that's notable is that we don't know what's on the pedestal. It could be that there's a required key there, so... Vitreous could still be required.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, we'll find out here pretty soon. I feel like the way Locke is headed, he's headed over into the Skull Woods area, and once we get in there, it'll be just a matter of a quick mirror over, and we'll be able to read exactly what's on that since we picked up that book.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely noticing that was a pretty quick future option here too.
All right, well, that's going to give us all 3 of our Hyrule Castle entrances now. Since Rick showed us 2 of them earlier here, and the middle one is the one that is the one that Locke just came through here, just south of Skull Woods.
Oh, that's interesting. So Rick went in one side and out the other.
Yeah, right side of Hyrule Castle was the pod entrance. Rick went ahead and followed that. The left entrance here popped him out at Hype Cave, and that's when he did his bomb.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then
it's
then
just
he
curious
decided
that he skipped the middle entrance when he went to the left one. That's interesting, but it's gonna work out fine for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, by the way, Rick checked all 3? Okay, I guess
okay.
I didn't notice Rick.
That makes more sense, Fred. Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like...
We can't see everything that happens, but that's why the chat is there to keep everything in line.
Definitely. I'm sitting here trying to fill out my tracker here so I can kind of keep an eye on, like, what's the most best ways for guys to maybe go and route some of these things and stuff like that. But yeah, it's hard to definitely keep track of everything, and it looks like we are going to go into Eastern over on Rick's side, and I do not hate this move at all, honestly. So you want to come in with the big key, but man, like there's at this point, unless you're going to find a Swamp Small or you're going to find Pod.
I mean, we do have all of Skullwood's main here to do, and there's another sword. And we do have things like Catfish to do, and the South Dark World checks like Stumpy and Digging Game, there are a lot of opportunities to find this big key, and it's really easy to get back here. Not only do we have, that's a swamp, get a swamp, nice, fine for Locke.
Okay, I'm going to amend my statement about liking this play on Rick's side. I now absolutely hate this play. This is a stupid play, and he should not have made it.
So not only do we have the flute, and we could easily just flute back to Warp 5 and then use the portal there, and there's yet another sword, my word. But the old man save and quit point is also at Warp 5, so you can just save and quit to there, and then jump in the portal and come up here. So at this point, man, Rick kind of needs something in here, because I don't know if Locke is going to make this same decision. I have to imagine that Locke is going to go straight to Swamp after he's done with this area.
Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. First, we're gonna get a quick look at what's on Ped here. So Locke's gonna run up in this really not healthy-looking woods area there. Fine. Okay.
It gave us almost no new information, basically.
It
was mystery item to begin with, and now it's still a mystery item.
That's awful. That's just awful. Like, so, man, how desperate? Like, at what point do you make the play for that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you just you keep looking for the keys that you need, and you know, if you have to, you dependent dungeons, and then when you get there, then you pull the pedestal. But
yeah,
we're a long ways from that really being a thing to consider for the most part. I mean, we do have all of the Skullwoods keys, so
yes,
that's in logic, but we are several Turtle Rock keys away from Trinix actually being in logic.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right there. That's not something I think you start concerning yourself with until you get that until you hit that one kind of the Trinix keys there. If you hit those, then you start going, okay, maybe I need to go do this. But like right now, we're sitting there with a whole whopping one Turtle Rock key. Yeah, you're not going to worry too much about that at the moment. But Rick on the other side here, he's remembering that he's got this got that connector over into the Dark Shopping Mall area, finding the laser bridge. Now, this is actually not in Logic Laser Bridge.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's pretty crazy for almost 90 minutes in and not having logical access to pick these items up. But, you know, we've seen 2 shields, and we've got one of 3 different items that would put this in logic.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, I guess on Locke's side here, we're going to go a little bit into Aga Tower, find out if we get anything here. There's a key to Turtle Rock.
Hotkey's nice to have.
Okay, so that means logically we were supposed to be able to beat this at some point. Because Pod is a crystal there, so that is what, five keys to Pod over on Rick's side. So man, I would really want to be finding Pod at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Locke's gonna follow Rick immediately over here.
And that is Skullwoods. Oh, you know what? That's nice for Rick though, because he has not done the back Skullwoods yet, and so he'll be able to check that big chest once he goes to Skullwoods.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good thing for him, because for Locke, it's going to be kind of one of those things like, do I turn around and go back for that one chest now?
Yeah, that no question. Most of us who have played this game for a while have seen the Skullwoods big chest. come into play in determining the outcome of a race. So.
Oh yeah, more times than I'd like to admit. Probably it's that thing can hurt you because you isolate it so easily in this.
Yeah, man. At this rate, Rick is gonna have the pedestal ready to pull before he gets to it. So. But this is in logic, and Moth can definitely have an item.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind this play at all. I mean, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that he's dropping in here with Master Sword instead of dropping in here with the Butter Sword that he would have if he had gone up to Skullwoods first. But you know, red mail and stuff basically avoid the spikes, take hits from Mothula, and you'll be completely fine.
That fight was more than acceptable, I would say. Just
yeah, no. And we have now found Pod over on Locke's side there, and I was watching Rick, and I did not see where he found this.
Oh, Locke almost walked completely out of the basement before he remembered that he actually has the mirror. I didn't see either, but it's gotta be right here, right?
Oh, it's in the Dark Shopping Mall. It's that one other place that Rick didn't check. Oh, well, there you go. So, all right. So now we basically have all of the dungeon knowledge. We have all of the, like at this point, if I'm the runners, like I might just honestly stop checking entrances. I don't see really any reason to check any entrances from here on.
Yeah. I think we've seen all of the big item caves even too. Like yeah. Anything with 3 or more items has been found.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that's not.
It even
available.
Seems like all of the 2-item caves might have been found too.
I don't think we found Super Bunny.
That's Locke did see Super Bunny just a second ago. Okay, he chose not to go through it. It was at the brewery, I guess most people call it.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, yeah, I mean, in that case, yeah, definitely. You just go clear out every dungeon and just hope for. Probably at that point, you just hope that you don't see. You don't need to pick up a single item somewhere, because if you need to pick up a single item, well, at that point, you just kind of shrug your shoulders and go, okay, well, that sucks. But yeah, you start slamming any place that has anything that even resembles item density.
The trouble is that we don't really have that many places. I mean, Swamp is the most obvious place. We got to get to Swamp pretty soon here. That we've got the ability to full clear it. On Locke's side, Rick will have that same ability soon enough. But yeah, like you said, it's a little surprising that hasn't been the play already. I guess you might have some desire to want to. Oh, there's last key. But anyway, you might have some desire to want to full clear or to beat Swamp and do it in go mode without having to worry about, do I have to do left side? And yeah, that would be too big.
Yeah, that's you just hope you never find the GT big in a race like this. Sometimes it just because that just opened up 7 chests of indeterminate value right now.
I can't say I've ever seen anyone do what Locke just did, which is push that statue in and then go up through the spikes.
Yep.
Weird. I think that he was going to go to the bottom and hammer jump, and then he realized he didn't have to hammer jump. There's our pedestal 1 step closer to being in logic. We got a read on it though, didn't we? It was. Did we read pedestal?
Yeah. Can you dig it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm watching a different race.
Yeah, no, we've got all sorts of just like just question marks behind everything right now. Like this race is it was already, extremely well matched. Now it's just kind of we're sitting here going, What exactly do we need to do? I mean, Swamp Palace, like you said, the Swamp Palace is the obvious play, but other than that, it's a lot of just giant question marks. I mean, immediately after this unlock side, you go to Swamp Palace and you get your stuff, but like after Swamp Palace, like we're looking for just basically big keys to Eastern Palace and big keys to Pod.
Yeah. So did Locke just get the Skullwoods big key? He did. I think there has to be some consideration on his side to going and fighting Trinex, and then he can pull the pedestal right when he gets the Skullwoods big chest.
Yeah, I mean, there's never a better time. So yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do. I mean, this has worked out pretty conveniently for him. Rick, on the other side, he's gonna run up and check pedestal right now instead of going through Skullwoods. So this is gonna be a bit of a time loss on his side, because
yeah, I don't know why Rick would choose to do this. That's a weird choice.
I mean, you do things, you especially at this point, like when the seed's kind of coming at you at some point, you just kind of do things and then try to remember it there at why you made that decision later. All right, Trinex's two heads are down real fast here, so Locke's gonna take care of the main head here in just a second.
But the really great part about how this is likely to work out for Locke is that he's gonna go and get that shovel, and he hasn't even done South Dark World yet, so like he'll be able to check Stumpy and Mirror and check the shovel right away.
Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, Stumpy is interesting. Dig Game is interesting. It's like anything that's a guaranteed item is something that you might prioritize. But at the same time, like the play's gotta be Swamp Palace here. It's just gotta be. I imagine he's just gonna loot to 7 first.
So that was the pod big key in the Skullwoods big chest. So that is significant.
That's a little bit big, yeah. So for Locke, he
looks like he's going to the Dark World, and he's probably going to make the same play that Rick just did a second ago.
We're going to find out here. He's going up. He's going to go down here. Okay, yeah. So he's making the same play that you would expected him to make. So yeah, he's going to get the pod big key. So that's going to equal things out here pretty quickly.
You do wonder if Locke is gonna go straight to Swamp after this, or if he's got something else planned.
Well, Rick has just decided he didn't even go all the way to the back of Skullwoods here. He went immediately, after checking the front there, just went immediately to Swamp Palace here. So I kind of like this play here. I kind of like the aggressive play.
Yeah, he didn't even get that second sword.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's missing that second sword. He's missing the potion shop there. Neither of those two items are things that he needs. Like, he needs the Eastern Palace big key. He gets that Eastern Palace big key. This seed is over very quickly, because that's one of the big differences between the two is right now, Rick knows where everything in the game is. So if he lands that Eastern Palace big key quickly, he doesn't have to go searching for it. Like, he can just immediately flute back there and take care of it. As we're about to pull the shovel off of the ped here over on Locke's side.
So I'd say one thing I might have done differently if I were Rick is, why not beat Pod? Well, I guess the reason why he's not beating Pod is because he's maybe thinking, maybe I want to combine that with beating Trinix later, perhaps. Although he does not have the Ice Rod yet, so that's a little wrinkle. If why are you doing this, Locke? Why are you doing this way and not doing it from the Dark World? I do not understand that one bit, but Just really chasing that ped.
Yeah, he's gonna come through, and he's just gonna get a map for it. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. You get a super fast quick check of your shovel there. Find out that you didn't actually need to do any of that. Feels good, man.
And Sahasrahla was our backup option there, and he's also nothing. So.
And Rick is he is being extremely aggressive here. He is directly to the back. I think he even skipped the no, he did the compass chest in here. So I mean, probably the right play being one item away from go mode. You don't go left side.
Yeah, I think putting off left side and maybe coming back if you get the swamp big, not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, for a second there, I thought he had skipped the compass chest, which probably would have been a bit more aggressive there. But yeah, if he's just skipping left side right now, yeah, that's when you're gonna make the decision immediately after this. Like, do I want to go check that?
I would have been okay with skipping the compass chest, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, if you skip the compass chest, I think you just kind of force yourself into coming back in here. Now, I'm wondering, that's another Turtle Rock key over on Rick's side there. At some point, he might start considering, maybe I need to get this. Now, did Locke picked up the pod big key, right? It just didn't get tracked.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking there. Okay. So then, yeah, he's in the same state that Rick is right now. That both runners are looking for Eastern Palace. Just the difference is maybe Locke has a couple more things. He's got a couple of things done that he doesn't need to be done. Locke is going to go directly to the left side here. Little surprised, but I mean, if it's over here, fantastic for him. If it's over here, actually, it's really bad for him because Rick is over here too, and Rick knows where the dungeons are.
Yeah, the fact that Rick knows exactly where Eastern is probably enough of a difference maker at this point. Locke still has many things to check in the Dark World, I believe.
That's the thing. It's not even just Eastern. It's Eastern and Desert. Now, luckily, they're right next to each other. So if
yeah, that's right. Locke still has to beat Desert. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's a big thing.
And that is a key to Eastern Palace, and that is really good for Locke if he remembers that he's now in go mode and he should stop checking chests.
Well, he doesn't know that he's in go mode because he could still need the mitts in his eyes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so that is awful for it. Oh no. You're right right there. So now, for this is the best possible scenario for Rick here. He could have this sucker done now in like a 150, something like that.
Yeah, he's blazing, basically. It's a great time for Rick for sure.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. So Rick is going to pull this one thing, and this is going to be it. Rick knows where everything is. He's going to be
has Rick done in no time.
Yeah, he's found Hera. He's found Hera. Rick knows where everything is here for him. So this is going to be extremely fast. And what's better for him is Hera is right next to where Ganon is. So he's going to go first, take this connector. He's going to go over to the pod area. It's the next door there, Rick, actually. And he's going to go over to the Dark Shopping Mall, get the pod done, flute to 5, go get Eastern done, go take care of Hera, and then immediately drop into Ganon. So, like, there is a timer on Locke right now. It's if Locke finishes Swamp Palace, flutes to 5, he's still in this game. Yeah,
You still have to give a big advantage to Rick here.
Oh yeah.
If Rick knows where all the dungeons are.
I mean, that's the thing.
Rick did the basement of Hera, though, didn't he? So he definitely knows what it is.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's gonna get potentially sub 2 even with doing the Hera basement even, and we had he had to do Ice Armos with no bow, and it's been a kind of crazy seed for a sub 2, I'd say.
Oh, I mean, this has been an extremely kind seed. That's what I was kind of laughing about. It's just like this just gave the runners everything that they kind of needed. Now, where is Locke going right now? This is taking him away from where he needs to immediately go.
I can't remember what was in this direction that he'd want to go to right now.
Okay, I'll give you an answer here. He's going to the desert right entrance, which is going to take him into the Misery Mire area. I think this is where he's headed. He's gonna go check what's on the desert ledge, those 2 entrances. Unfortunately, those are not the places where he needs to be.
Yeah, you can't blame him for doing that while he was here, but it's not the right way. And he's also got this entrance to check too, so that's 3 entrances total.
See, that's the big thing for Rick right now is that knowledge of where all of the dungeons are. Great, fantastic. He's got it all taken care of. Like for him, he just goes directly where he's got to go. Locke has so much of the world open to him, unfortunately, so he's got to sit there and just guess, and unfortunately for him, he's going to be guessing wrong here, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think Rick even found his way to the Mire area at all, did he?
Nope. I mean, Rick didn't do anything outside of like Southern Dark World, outside of the one hype cave chest that he popped out of. I mean, that's as much as he's done. All right, Rick has got pod done. Now he's on his way, I imagine, to Eastern. Yep, this is going to be Eastern. Eastern's sitting in the monkey house today, so this is going to be real quick for him. Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, I think if you're Rick, you start feeling really good about this, because anytime that you're going to the wrong place, Rick, you're going to the wrong place. There he goes, he remembers. Okay, now that's really good for Locke, actually. This is fantastic. This hookshot cave, if he follows the connector all the way through, this hookshot cave takes him to the pod area. He takes it right to the ferry right north of Lake Hylia. This is the best case scenario for Locke right now. I mean, it's probably still too little too late, but like, he will be right next to the 2 dungeons that he needs to complete.
And he got his gold sword out of it, so I'm sure that'll save a minute or 2 on Ganon.
Yeah, we're going to find out here. Okay, so now if he goes down, he'll be really close to this here. This is actually really good for him. Now he's got to turn around. He's got to go immediately north from here. He's going to find Eastern, and he's still going to be like a dungeon behind, but it'll be a lot closer than it was looking here a second ago.
Yeah, Locke, still in his mind, does not know that he's in go mode, so he might be checking chests here for mids potentially, but looks like he's skipping that one at least. But he might check 1 or 2 along the way, I guess. We'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say exactly. I mean, at this point, I don't know. It's a dangerous thing when you're sitting there thinking about mitts, because mitts only lock those 3 chests that we kind of talked about earlier here. And if you're Locke, you've got so much of the rest of the game going. So you kind of got to make that decision. Do I just go for it, or do I kind of hedge my bets?
I mean, I think he's going to open the big chest here. And oh, you didn't even open the big chest. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you've just got to say, you know what, forget it. Do you believe? All right, so Rick has got Armos down super quick there. Thank you, Silver Arrows, for being just unbelievably overpowered. And that's crystal number 6 for him. He's got to head to Tower of Hera. He's a quick Hera pot away from being able to finish this. He's looking, staring down the barrel of an extremely nice time. So is Locke, to be completely honest here. So this is going to be, can Locke? Oh no, Locke still has to finish pod. So I was about to say this was starting to get really tight, but yeah, Locke still got to finish pod, unfortunately.
Rick did miss out on the opportunity to flute to 8 and jump in the portal, but it's not enough time difference to matter right now.
All right, now if Locke takes a quick right, don't go north, go south, go south. All right.
I can completely understand doing this because you can just flute to 5 to check that. Mm-hmm. And doing the pod entrance check is not going to get more convenient.
Oh yeah.
So
I think Locke made the correct, made the strategically correct play, but not necessarily the right play in this case. Because again, we know he doesn't.
Right. He's gonna go to Old Man right here, and then he's gonna pop out and check the entrance. So he'll be fine.
Okay, yeah. Looks like you're right. Good. Yeah, because I did have a brief moment of, oh god.
You played that on accident.
All right, so there is Moldorm down over on Rick's side. This is going really, really well here. And that's going to be 7 crystals. Now Ganon is just sitting in the graveyard, so for Rick, he's a quick 2 screen transitions away from jumping into the pig here with silver arrows and everything that he needs. This has gone unbelievably well for him.
Yeah. I would be pretty surprised if this is not a PB for Rick for Crosskeys.
I mean, anytime that you're knocking on the door of a 150, almost a 140 there, like, it's generally pretty close to most people's PBs.
Yeah, most people's. Maybe not some of us, but most people, a 150 is close. Oh, nice trident spin there for Rick. Is he gonna get the 1+1?
Looks like he's at least got the first section. Oh no, he didn't get the first one. Oh, that's a little surprising, but all right.
We don't have any invincibility items to make this a little better, so it might even be a 2+2. But
I forget what sort of potion situation he's got here, because he's really selling out to hit those to get that early shot through, as Locke is now taken down his nemesis there, and now he's gonna flute to 3, be able to get into pod. So like, he's not far behind. He's likely going to sub 2 this as well. It's just unfortunately Rick knew where the items were, or not items, the entrances were. All right, gonna wait for Ganon to come down to the bottom of the screen here. Gets one more silver arrow in here, needs one more, and that's gonna do it for Rick. Well done on his side there. As long as he remembers to hold up after he holds the sword in the air, he's gonna be first across the line here. So, yep, sure enough there. Go ahead, get your GGs into chat there for AdirondackRick, who takes first place in this 2-2 matchup between Locke and himself there, finishing with an excellent time of 151.58. And it says you've just wasted 2 hours of your life. It's not actually true. Rick didn't even get to 2 hours in a Crosskeys seed, so that is just an excellent time on his side. Locke making his way over to take out Helmasaur. Still gonna have an amazing time on his side here. He's gonna be able to probably just jump directly into the portal south of this area, go right up to Ganon. He's gonna probably be feeling really good about himself if he hasn't checked the race time room here.
Yeah, I would say the vast majority of the time, unless you're like racing Goomba or someone like that, you get sub 2 thinking, I probably got this. But
I mean, especially when, I mean, I think in Locke's mind, he's probably going, I'm like probably around 155. I mean, that's an outstanding time no matter what here, and it's just, I mean, he's going to be like a 155 with every dungeon cleared, with pedestal pulled. I mean, that's fantastic. Any way that you put it, pretty much. It's just, unfortunately, this time, man, just not really going to be enough. So fluting to 2 here. He's gonna take the quick dash across here, go finish up his race. Alright, and into the Ganon fight over here on Locke's side, already into phase 3. Moving through this really quickly here. This gold sword just making this just an absolute piece of cake here. Of course, Ganon deciding that he doesn't actually want to go down here, as he just keeps bouncing back and forth and back and forth. About to take him down though here. Gets his first silver in there. Gets torch glitch. Got a pretty decent setup here for a possible triple. 1, 2, and 2. Just going to be 2 there, so going to have to take one more hit on him. And that's going to be it for Locke, as well, as he goes ahead and takes down the pig there. He's going to end up finishing second there, but make sure go ahead and get your GGs into chat there for Locke, as well, as we are now joined in the commentary booth by ALttPR there. How you doing there, bud?
You know, that early start of the race made me feel real icky about this entire run, but this turns out to be a Crosskeys PB for me.
That's what we were kind of thinking, maybe. I mean, like a 151 in a Crosskeys race is just, you got to be feeling good about it. There's just no other way around it. I mean, that is an extremely fast time.
And despite feeling good about it, there was a part of me that was still nervous because of the fact that I did Meyer for a pendant and Skull Woods for a pendant.
Well, Locke also did those, and he did Turtle Rock for the third pendant, and pulled the pedestal for that shovel as well. The shovel had a map. So
where was the ice rod?
It was in Spectacle Rock Cave.
I never saw the other two. I just saw the bottom side of it, so that was all that I could ever see of it, so it kept me away from even considering that pedestal.
Yeah, and we're now joined in the booth here by Locke as well. GG's there, Locke.
GG's. I blame blind.
What happened with blind?
Died twice on blind.
Yeah, when Locke got to blind, he didn't have much more equipment than you. As far as weapons go, he even waited until he had the cane to go to the back. But you had red mail, and I think he had maybe blue. And,
no, green.
Oh, green even. Yeah. And then, Rick even had a red potion and a fairy as backup, and Locke had already ditched his fairy and had nothing. So, it was just ugly. But man, I don't think anyone blames you. It's just a rough fight, and stuff like that happens.
Hammer Samaria blind isn't great, and I feel like I just got unlucky at the end there because I should have killed him the first try. It was one hit away. I think I was placing the block as I died.
Ooh, that sucks. That really does. Sorry.
That's all good.
How about that Moon Pearl sequence?
I mean, that's to be expected.
I mean, but still. I was not expecting to pull the Moon Pearl out of Paradox at that point.
No, I totally was expecting it. With how much I had checked in the game before I got the Moon Pearl, I was totally expecting the Moon Pearl to be somewhere soon. Especially just behind Mirror. So, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, at that point we were kind of calling it out there. That feels like there's a pretty good chance that the Moon Pearl is going to be showing up here in the next 2 seconds, and sure enough, that's exactly when you found it there. Yeah, Rick, you were the first one to the Moon Pearl, which was definitely a bit. I think it's fair to say a bit advantageous for you.
I'm surprised because I thought I was last to the Moon Pearl, more because of the fact that I was running out of options, and the deaths that I was starting to take was starting to add up. So I was just absolutely surprised to hear this.
Go ahead.
This had already been after Locke had his struggles with blind, and Locke had already done the left side of GT and kind of sequence broke the whole thing with bonks and a couple bomb jumps.
I was thinking about doing that too myself, but then all of a sudden the hook shot shows up on the right hand side, and I'm like, do I really want to mess with that bridge to get over to the Armos? Nah, we're gonna die. Oh shoot, I have a fairy. Well, we're still gonna die, and we're gonna do left side.
Yeah, but Locke did the left side earlier, and then got to Ice Armos and had 2 hearts and not much for backup on health and no good weapons. So he's like, I'm gonna do this later, I guess.
I had a hammer, a blue boomerang, and I think at the time 1 heart going in. So I was like, nah, I'm good. Like I could sit there in the corner for 15 minutes throwing blue boomerang, but I'm like, no, I'm good.
It's pretty much what I got reduced to at the end of that fight, too. My goodness.
Yeah, I put it off right side GT a little too long because I pretty much did everything else beforehand, even beating Meyer, beating most of Turtle Rock, doing Ice Palace. Like I did all of that beforehand, and then went right side GT.
It was kind of funny how you guys both got your first bow at about exactly the same time, but Locke had actually he sequence broke the Turtle Rock key logic and went out the front of Turtle Rock to find himself on the top of East Death Mountain, and that led him to Ice Palace. So he beat Ice Palace from there, even before getting the mirror or the pearl. Whereas Rick waited until he got the mirror and then went across the top of Death Mountain, the way that was intended by the logic. So it worked out that, well, actually, I guess you could have also mirrored at Floating Island and jumped down. Either way. But yeah, it worked out that Locke got the bow in Ice Palace at the same time that Rick was getting his mirror and his bow behind Ice Armos for his first bow. So that was interesting. Also interesting that both bows were definitely logically behind Ice Armos, since both that bow and that mirror were back there. But
Oh, it definitely made for a fun seed to kind of spectate there, because a lot of times, like, it really worked out that I think the end game really just came down to both of you being in Swamp Palace at the same time, both of you going left side at basically the same time. Rick had already cleared the back though, and just kind of saying like, Rick knew where Eastern Palace, and he had already cleared Desert Palace at that point. He knew where those were.
Oh, that makes sense then, yeah. I was trying to find them.
Exactly. That was the seed right there. It's just kind of like you leaving Swamp Palace was like, okay, if Locke immediately mirrors and flutes to 5, this is a race. If not, Locke's gonna just have to kind of get lucky. Like, you could have, I mean, finding that hookshot cave connector there, taking you back over to that area, basically is what kept this close. And it was just nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing that you could do about it. It was just kind of.
Yeah, because let's see here. I still have what, 15 something entrances to still walk into.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, both of you guys, just there was so much left open, and it's just like, all right, so which way do you want to go on all of this? It's just a lot of like nastiness involved, unfortunately.
Yeah, they had like 26 entrances still to go, not counting that Turtle Rock bridge connector there that I never saw either end of.
And I know I was still looking for things just in case for mitts, but I never found mitts.
Neither did I. For me, Palace of Darkness was the last dungeon that I needed to find.
I mean,
yeah, I'm kind of upset I found Pod and Turtle Rock Laser Bridge before Desert and Eastern, because I just
But I get how you would have come across those two sooner, given the pathway from Kakariko Village by way of the Quarreling Brothers.
Yep.
And it's just kind of the way that it is, you know. Sometimes you take a right instead of a left, and your game goes 15 minutes in the opposite direction. I mean, that is Crosskeys in a nutshell.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah.
So Rick, oh, sorry, go ahead, bud.
I was just gonna say GG's to you, Locke.
Yeah, GG's.
I had fun with this one. I enjoyed the fact that when I saw that it was us a pair together, it was like, good. I know this person at least. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, it makes it better if you lose to someone at least you know. It feels better.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm here in the tournament for, is for fun. Now back to you, Days Cloud.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Rick, you've now moved up a little bit. You're gonna be now at. What is that? That puts you at 3-2 now, going into week 6 there. So you've still got a chance of sneaking your way into brackets there. So you're feeling pretty good about everything.
I'm feeling better as these weeks move along. Like the early portions of this, especially with the async seeds, made me feel rough about myself. Beating Chimo in week 1 gave me a little bit of confidence. Obviously, weeks 2 and 3 were a little bit of a reality setback for me, but I feel like I'm getting better at this mode, and I think that's probably the best thing about this, is regardless of whether or not I make it into that play-in race at 6-2, I am improving in this mode, and I think that's good for my confidence here.
Definitely, and unfortunately, Locke, it looks like 2 and 3 is probably going to knock you out of any chances of making the brackets there, but
yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, there's only 16 people who are going to make it there, so it's going to be a dogfight there. But yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really feel bad about what you did today, though. I mean, like, this match just kind of like you put up a what'd you pull up, a 156, 156.08. Yeah, I mean,
like, you can't be mad at a time like that. Still sub 2 on Crosskeys. It's still a really good time, so I'm not upset at all. If anything, losing here gives me more time, because if anyone that knows me, I know way too many randomizers, and I'm in way too many different tournaments. So just kind of gives you more time to focus on other things.
Well, I mean, and honestly, at some point there, that might actually be a good thing.
Exactly. So I'd rather just either know I'm going to make it to the brackets or just get knocked out really early and just not have to worry about it anymore.
Well, in that case, I guess we're gonna say wish you the best of luck with the rest of your tournaments there and everything else. And other than that, Jay Coper, you got anything you want to ask before we shut this thing down for the night?
No, I think we've sufficiently covered everything. But thanks for the great race, you guys, and for putting on a good show for everyone. It was a pretty exciting, fast-paced seed. So.
Absolutely, and thank you for the crew for restreaming this one.
Yeah, thanks for the restream. It was a lot of fun. I hope everyone enjoyed the East tunes if they were ever played.
I'm not sure what was on the restream for volume. I was listening to your side, but I don't know.
Hey, East music good.
I hope the chat dug the pedestal, though.
Thanks, Rick. But I guess before we shut this down, I'll throw out a quick little thing for everybody. If you are watching and you enjoyed this, find your way over to the Discord there. If you're interested in maybe doing a little bit of tracking, maybe doing a little bit of commentating, helping out with this tournament in pretty much any way, shape, or form, go ahead, find your way over there, start asking around, and we can definitely point you in the right direction. All of this enterprise is run by volunteers. So if you are willing to jump in and help out with anything going on with this tournament, people will definitely welcome you over and get you all set up. Other than that, yeah, I'm just gonna turn it over to our restreamer there, Teal Runway, who will take it away.
Well, thank you very much. Anyone who started off, I apologize. Trez needed to get a little bit of sleep, so he handed it on over to me. But wonderful run, wonderful job, everyone. Thank you very much to our trackers, to our commentators, obviously to our runners. Very well played, and just wonderful job all around. With that being said, there's only one other item that is currently being streamed on ZSR tonight, and that is the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Scrubs Tournament. We're going to go ahead and jump on over there, as they've still got, looks like 3 runners going right now and 1 finishing up, so there's still plenty to be played. But that's going to end it for ZSR for the evening, and I'd like to invite everyone back tomorrow for more randomizer action and more racing. Have a good night, everyone.